Hi guys, welcome back to Relatable Girl. I made a video recently where I was intending to talk about Noom, this app that I've been using, and I ended up just like needing to talk about some other things and sort of what led me to use Noom in the first place. So I ended up filming that video instead, and now I want to be able to actually talk to you about Noom as I had originally intended. So let's do it. If you haven't seen my previous video, I'm going to link that. You should definitely watch that first. It gives a better background of why I got Noom and why it's been, like what led me to this place. But I downloaded the Noom app about a month and a half ago or so. I was interested in the advertisements that I saw about how a lot of people had found success with it, and I definitely got into it with the intention of losing weight because it's something that I'm still very hung up on. Again, if you haven't seen the other video, you should definitely watch that one first. But that was definitely my reason for downloading it in the first place. But what's kept me with it is actually different than what I had originally expected. So Noom is a multi-purpose app that helps you to learn about why you eat and behave the way you do, the things that you're eating. It helps you learn more about that. It helps you learn more about calorie intake. It has like a calorie intake component. It also counts your steps. And most importantly, you are able to talk one-on-one with an actual psychologist. That part was what finally won me over when I was thinking about if I wanted to sign up or not. So you sign up, you get a free trial. I think the free trial is 2 weeks. All the time. It was when I signed up for it. By about a week in, I knew that I definitely wanted to stick with Noom. And normally what happens is at the end of your 2 weeks, Noom will go ahead and if you don't cancel, they will go ahead and sign you up. Something to note, and this is important because I noticed that a lot of people didn't know this and they were really angry when the billing came in. Noom bills you for blocks of time all at once. So I believe it's like 4 months. So they would be billing you for like $80, let's say, upfront, and that's for like 4 months. So that's something to keep in mind. I contacted them on day 10 and I was like, look, I really love this app. I think this is really helping me. I want to continue doing this, but I can't afford to make that payment up front. Is there any way that you could work with me? And they were amazing and they said, yes, we'll let you do month to month instead, which is great. I'm paying the same amount that I would have paid, but I'm able to pay it month by month, which for me at that time was a lot easier. And that's something that you should talk to your coach about if you also need to sign up for individual payments instead of the bulk payment. So getting that out of the way, Noom has a very cheerful and positive vibe to it. Sometimes it almost feels too cheerful and positive, even for me. And if you know me, or actually if you're just watching this video, you can probably tell by the fact that I'm wearing this crazy crown and glitter that I'm a pretty fun person. Like, I've been through a lot, but I try to stay upbeat and positive. So even for me, sometimes it comes off a little ridiculous because it is very like upbeat and positive. But for the most part, I think that's helpful because when we approach subjects about weight loss or health, a lot of times it can either feel very negative or it can feel very boring. And when I say negative, that tends to be more for like the weight loss side. Like you hear things like, these are bad foods, these are good foods, you did bad if you ate this, etc. And then boring, and I hate to say that because health is not boring, but when you just hear things presented to you in factual terms, sometimes it's hard to take it all in. Sometimes we need to have a different manner of learning. We need to have more of a hands-on approach. So Noom, for instance, does not talk about food as good or bad. Noom breaks food down into red, yellow, and green. So green foods are the foods that you want to eat the most of. And they don't just tell you that, they also help you each day as you're logging the things that you've eaten. They help you to see, like, what are you eating that's green? What are you eating that's yellow? Yellow are the things that you do need to eat, but you need to have them in moderation. And then red foods are things that you can still eat, but you should eat them in, you know, the most moderation. You should be most careful about those. And the nice thing is, like, you can take a look and figure out, like, does, you know, if my normal diet consists of mostly red foods, that's something that I need to consider. Another important thing that they do about food in particular is they talk about calorie density, which is not something I had ever really thought of before. As, again, these are all facts. These are all good things to know, but until it's explained to you in a way that's a little more accessible, sometimes it feels overwhelming or you just don't understand. So Noom talks a lot about calorie density, and they help you to understand that even if you have two foods that are pretty much the same, like let's say an egg. If you have a fried egg versus a boiled egg, the boiled egg is going to make you feel more full because you have more density for the amount of calories, even though it's both one egg. The scrambled eggs, you're going to eat them faster and you're not going to feel like you ate as much. And what that helps you to understand is you're getting the same amount of calories, but when you eat really calorie dense food, you have to eat a lot more of it before your stomach catches up and it's like, hey, I'm good. Because your stomach is looking for quantity over quality, whereas the rest of your body needs quality. And we do live by our stomachs a lot of times. So those are some of the basics that you start with, and that really helps you to rewire your thinking. And then they really help you to understand calories in a way that I feel like most of us don't think about. I am a savory food junkie. I love chips. I love, like, Cheez-Its are my favorite food in the world, but actually I had to give Cheez-Its up anyway because I switched to being gluten-free a few months ago. But I love a savory crunchy snack. Like, that is my favorite. I love my sweets, but like my savory stuff is so hard to give up. So it's easy for me in the past to just sit there and be like, okay, I ate a whole bag of chips, so what? It didn't weigh that much. Okay, sure, but Noom helps you to understand that a serving size of those chips might be 14 chips, and that bag might have 23 serving sizes in it, and each of those, excuse me, and each of those serving sizes might have 150 calories. So if you're eating that whole bag, you are eating a lot of calories without even realizing it, because it's very calorie dense food. That helped me a lot. Like, it blew my mind to find out some of the things that I take for granted eating are things that actually have very high calorie density. So that's something that really helps you just to, like, think more about what you're eating, what you're choosing, what you're shopping for. But there's this just really important underlying sense of positivity. Like, it's not teaching you that food is bad. It's not teaching you that, you know, if you mess up, it's done. Like, one of the big things that Noom really encourages is, you know, thinking before you eat. And then if you do have a day or 2 days where, you know, you stress eat, or you don't think as much about your choices, or you purposely choose to eat what you want, and maybe it's very calorie dense foods, to not feel like, okay, this is over, this is it, I have given up, I've blown my diet, I'm done. They really encourage okay, that's fine, that happens, it's gonna happen. Now, tomorrow, you're gonna get back to doing what you're gonna do, and this will work because you're doing it. I have been through, in these 6 to 7 weeks, it has been emotionally really difficult. As soon as I started the program, I lost a little bit of weight. I lost like 3 pounds in the first week and 2 in the second week. And I was like, oh my God, this is crazy. I'm losing weight. I'm so excited. And over time, that plateaued, like that 5 pounds plateaued really fast. And I started slipping back into the negative thoughts that I'd had before. I am recovering from many years of an eating disorder, and the eating disorder thoughts tried to come back. And it was amazing that I was able to talk to my coach and be like, hey, this is what happened. I had 3 days where I was just out of control. And that coach was able to say, that's all right. We're going to get back on it tomorrow. You're going to feel strong tomorrow. We're going to do this. How can I help you? Having that support really, really helps. And I'm still at that 5 pound plateau. I haven't kicked it yet. But the thing is, I am rewiring how I think about eating. I'm making more conscious decisions. I know more about food. I know more about myself. I know more about the stresses in my life that cause me to want to eat certain things. I know what things I should eat when I feel stressed. And these are things that have come with a lot of emotional toll. Like, it's been hard. It's been really hard to face this stuff, but I do believe that over time, this is going to be amazing for my health, and I do believe I'm going to keep losing weight. This is sort of my public way, actually. One of the things that they encourage you to do with Noom is to talk to people about what you're doing. So this is one way that I can do that. I'm telling you right now, this is something that I'm doing, and I'm working on it, and I do want to continue to lose weight. And while doing that, I want to have a healthy relationship with food. I want to have a healthy relationship with my body, and I want to, you know, not restrict myself from drinking water because I'm afraid I'm going to gain water weight or whatever else. So all in all, I have absolutely loved Noom so far. The first coach that I had wasn't a great fit for me, so I asked if I could switch to a woman coach, and they were amazing. They switched me to a woman coach. I've been really bad about not answering her in the last few days, and I promise I'm going to do that. Sorry, coach. But if you're thinking about trying it, I think you should. Try the trial. Be aware of when your trial is up, though, and of the charges. I think you should try it. See if it works for you. If it doesn't, that's fine. But if you're recovering from an eating disorder, this might be something that would really help you, especially if you can't afford right now to be going to a psychologist or a psychiatrist or a therapist or whatever regularly in person. This could be something that could really help you. So let me know if you've tried Noom and what you thought of it, or if you're going to try it because of me. I'm going to put a link down below if you want to give it a try through my like affiliate link or whatever. But anyway, thank you so much for watching, guys. I love you. I'll see you next time. Bye.